Hello, hello. Welcome. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot this past week is, well, I guess a little bit less than a week. I graduated. I'm a post-grad officially, but it's been less than a week. And so one thing I'm thinking about is, like, what did everybody else think about in this, like, first week of post-grad? Uh, because I'm having, like, I feel like I should be having more profound thoughts, more profound. There should be something a little extra special as to what's been going on, but it's not. It's just been a little bit of the same, but yeah, and I guess that shouldn't be too surprising because I'm not a different person than I was less than a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, or a month ago. The only thing that's happened is the time in between that time. And so I guess there's really no reason why I all of a sudden would be some sort of master expert or anything like that I wasn't in the previous year before graduation. But it's just strange for me to think about now. Like, I'm supposed to be, I guess, this expert. I've been deemed by my accredited university for being an expert. But anyway, so I guess, yeah, and we could talk about it more specifically than just I don't know. There's a weird thing when anytime something sounds weirdly vague like that, it's on the internet. It's like, oh, I'm trying to keep personal information from you, but no, that's just the way I thought that was the best way to phrase that for some reason. But yeah, so I graduated with a BFA, and so that means, like, I am an artiste, I guess. I don't know why the hell my throat's getting so bothered just by talking. But so yeah, I'm a practicing artist. That the BFA is different than a BA in that it's a studio degree, practicing studio artist. And so something I've been thinking about a lot, and this is, what am I going to make next? And I guess, thinking about what am I going to make next, you got to think about what have I made so far. And making so far, I spent the last year kind of examining southern roadways and southern places, and kind of what is this area kind of surrounding me, these roads, where do these roads kind of take me? And where are these places what are these places, and who are the people that are there? And what are the things that are there as well? But the things were kind of paramount to me of finding out, like, what are the things that are here. That's mostly what I spent time taking photos of, the things. And I feel a little bit done with with that. Not necessarily I want to move on to make something completely different, but I feel done making work specifically, like, about the South, so to say. I feel done making work examining what this region is. I'm done making work kind of documenting that, I guess. I feel, at least in a specific way. I am something that I am thinking about moving on is, what is it like? One question I have during, like, the entire time I've been making this is, what does it mean to be from somewhere? What does it mean, especially when you're in another place, to be from somewhere? Like, when, especially like in the South, it's like, oh, where is he from? Oh, he's from up north. Oh, he's from New York. He must be an asshole. Or, oh, he doesn't know how things get done. Or, he doesn't know what real hard work is. So it's like, there's this notion that you learn things based on the place where you're from, and the place where you're from teaches you certain things, almost like instincts. And so I do have an interest in exploring what that is, and because it's valued by people, people, and I guess finding out who specifically values these things. Who are they? Just like, so to say, the same people in a different group who in different places, I guess. It's interesting to see there's intrinsic value just in being from a place. And so I have, interest in maybe studying and examining, making photos about things like that. But, I there's a vein of me that's, does want to examine something else. And part of that, you often have to make work where you live. It's, because otherwise you got to go to your to the work, so to say, and that doesn't necessarily happen. You can't live your work and your life being separate. For other people, I think maybe they have a different concept, or different artists have different concepts on that. Like, in particular, like, painters, I think, can totally be fine painting separately from where they paint. There's, at least in the way that they taught them, where I went to school, they had studios that they painted in. And then sometimes they did en plein air, en plein air, I think they called it, which is like in the air painting in the environment, and that was done way less frequently and not done, I think, as like a whole class. It was done on like a trip. And so like there's this, for me, there's like a strong notion I have to work kind of where I live. I have to kind of be connected to that place. And so I've been thinking about other places that I wanted to live, and places where I don't want to live. And there have been some like recent events, and one of them even being my graduation, where it's just like a lot of the people at the like, in terms of like parents and spectators and guests, like just being really rude, like just like talking throughout the entire graduation. And so part of me just is, it's a chasm of things that I've been noticing in my community for a while, just like not valuing the education, not taking it seriously, not really caring about it, not valuing it, not using it to better yourself or anything like that. And so part of me wants to go somewhere where that's more valued. Part of me wants to go, I'm also a cyclist, and so people don't care about cyclists at all here where I live. They don't care about sharing the road. They don't care about safety or any of stuff like that. And so it's, something, moving to regions where these things are more, appreciated. I think people, more likely to have the same views as me on it. I think that's something I have more of an interest in being in a place and somewhere like that. And so it's something to think about for me. And I don't know if everybody else has been thinking about these exact same questions, but that's pretty much the video here. It's wrapping up now. About to hop on some MWR and get some more games going. But thank you guys for listening. This is helpful for me. See you guys later. Peace and buckeries. Mouth click.